How you going, everyone? Back again. Alright, so a productive, not productive day. A very productive because I managed to go for a heap of old iPads that just needed to be sorted out. And I managed to pull out, I'll put 3 up there, but I think I've actually got 5, but a couple of them I've got to do some work on, so I'm not going to commit to saying that they are done, kind of fudge the figures. And then I've got 3 late model ones, unfortunately, that they're like bezel-less ones, I'll say home buttonless ones, so they're the Pro or the Air version. I think I should be able to get $100 or $200 for those each, just for the screen, just because the screen's good. So I've got to have a look and see. I've got a couple of people that do trade-ins, and then the other stuff I've got a heap of iPad Air generations, from Air up to like 7 and 8 sort of generation, that are all faulty, locked, useless spare parts. So I should be able to get another couple $100 for those. So I've gone very conservative on here on the list until tomorrow, when I can kind of lock it all down a little bit more, and then I'll add on in the extras onto the other list for tomorrow, and then this stuff will just stay here. So the 400 is basically for those free iPads that are late model ones. So I haven't even included the Airs today. So, and then this morning I went through some amplifiers. It did take a bit of time because I tested them. So I got a Marantz $400. So they go for between $300 to $800. So I thought I'll chuck 400 and see how we go. A Sony amp, $150. There's a Kmart typewriter, $80, and then a little mixing desk, sort of, your little spinny CD mixing desk sort of thing. It's not a new Max, it's a new Mark, so I wrote it wrong. They go for like $120, $150, so I'm expecting like $60 parts only. You never know. You can only try. Apart from that, I cleared out a heap of stuff. One of those shelves that you like, it's got cobwebs and you just don't want to go near it because you just had enough of it. And you just want to be clear of all that stuff. Well, sorry, I just had a message come through at the same time as I'm talking to the camera. And you won't go near it because it's just been there forever, and you're like, one day, well, I'm doing it. So I'm money where my mouth is. I'm going through these shelves. So as far as, that's why I say successful, not successful. If I said that, I think I said it. Because even though I got a heap of stuff to list for today, or got it on, to add to the list. So I'm up to 7,658, if you didn't know, which is not much. It's only $1,500 today, but the bonus for me is I'm getting rid of junk. Like I say, if I can get rid of these iPads, I will get rid of them for $50 plus freight. I don't care, because at the end of the day, they're gone and I don't have to worry about them anymore. It's just stuff I'm never going to use. And this is the goal of all this, is to just get rid of stuff that is useless to me, or is just taking up space for no reason. At the end of the day, I think we all should do this, and we tend to not. We tend to just one day, it's the old farmer sort of scenario. You have a shed full of timber that you're never going to use, but but you never know. I think we've all seen those memes when someone goes, I need a piece of timber 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, and he has a flashback and then goes straight to the shed and finds it, and it's like, yes, I knew one day I'd use that piece of timber, but the realism is that at some point, particularly when you're doing it as a business, maybe when it's just a piece of timber in a shed, it's not a big issue, but when it's a business and you really I guess that I don't know, maybe it's a mindset when you look in there and you got this shed full of stuff, or this cupboard or room or multiple rooms or whatever, and you're like, no, I'm good forever. You keep buying stuff because it's just what we do, and then you're like, no, that's like my insurance policy sort of thing in the back of your head. Maybe I don't know what it is, but maybe that's what it is. It's a bit of an insurance policy that, I've always got that shelf there, and there's something gold in there that I have not seen yet. Clean it out, get rid of it, move it on. It's rubbish. It's rubbish or it's not. That's the answer. It's rubbish or it's not. There's no middle. There's no bar of gold in there or a block of silver. Like, it's just either there's a couple $100 on that shelf, and then you can use the shelf, and you can turn that 200 bar. Let's say, for instance, like all these iPads I've cleared today. So there's probably about $600, which is good. That's really good. And if you put it with the amps and the stuff I did yesterday, we're talking around $3,000, and most of that was on one sort of big shelf, but one sort of shelf. So you take that $1,000, and then let's say at the end of this, I'm going to do a challenge. So I'm going to take a $1,000 challenge, and that challenge is going to be, I'll take that $1,000. I'm going to go on Facebook, Gumtree. I'll go to car boot sales or market stalls, and I'll go and do some. What's the other one we do over here? There's that Gumtree, all that Facebook. There's something else I was thinking of I could go and look at too. Free shops, but op shops, but for the stuff I'm looking for, unlikely. But go and do like a big challenge, $1,000, and see what you can turn that $1,000 into. Even if it's $100, it's doing more in your pocket than it's going to do. Even if you take your family out for dinner, it's going to do you more than what it's going to do sitting on that shelf for the next 2 years. Not having a go at anybody. All right. Sounds like I'm getting a bit passionate, but it's only on my own behalf. At the end of the day, I think if you can do it, and it's just one shelf at a time, one bucket at a time, one item at a time. It doesn't have to be daunting. You don't have to get everything out and spread it all over your lounge room and then put it all back because you gave up. Like, just go and grab one thing a day off it. Like I say, it doesn't have to be big like I'm doing. I tend to go a little bit over the top with some of this stuff. I had the 10,000 DVD listing goal, and I got over it but like I was selling a lot at the time, so it was hard to try and keep it sort of. I think we sold 30,000 DVDs in a year. Like, it was just crazy out of our bungalow. It was a lot of DVDs. It was good fun, but it was good fun. Anyway, and now I'm going for a 365 challenge. I'm challenging myself, and then $20,000 listing challenge for the week. Is $1,000 enough? You have to wonder, don't you? If I get $5,000, I'll do it $5,000, but I'll come back with a bootload of stuff, and I've got a big van, so. But that's not the goal. The goal is just to kind of keep it moderate and keep it chewable, which is what I'm trying to say. Look, I'm not trying to waffle. I'm trying to make a point. At the end of the day, we've all done it, and we all do it. So, like I say, if we can clear it out and just, and that's my fault. So what I'm trying to say is that's what my fault is right now. I would rather see $200 on the bench or nothing on the bench and have that shelf clear, and then me able to go and find other stuff. I can find money, whether it's $20, $50, $100, or $1,000. I can find money to go and buy stuff. But what I can't do is do anything about the stuff sitting there doing nothing, and thinking that there's money there. I might as well just clear it out and decide. So, and that's what I did today. So hopefully, same thing. You should see some me doing stuff with iPads, because I was going through, and it was really disappointing because I went through like 50 iPads. A lot of them are not turning on, stuff like that. But and I had a heap, probably 10 or 20 of them that I actually got to plug in and reload. And unfortunately, they're all locked, or something's wrong with them. They're glitching out or whatever. And it's so disappointing when you go through stuff. And I get it. You come out with 5 or 6 iPads out of a box of 50 or 100. It can be a little bit daunting or depressing or whatever it is you want to call it. Look, I didn't want to waffle on. I do apologise. I didn't try to make this longer than it needed to be. I hope you got something out of it, some content out of it. I'd love to hear an opinion about if anybody's experiencing this themselves or doing something about it in 2026, because it is it's not a big issue in the world, but it's a big issue in our worlds. It'd be nice to see some clearing goals this year. See some people really going hard on getting back to some sort of tidiness, organised chaos, not just chaos. something where, you know, everything's kind of got its place. But that's my goal. So follow along. You'll see it all. I will eventually show you my storage, but it's a little bit embarrassing right now, for all the reasons I've just explained. So bear with me until I clean it up, and then and I've got 4 sheds full of it. So hang on, head in shame. All right, all good. I'm going to let you guys go, and girls, and everybody else. Have a wonderful night or morning, because it's pretty much night's almost left, and it'll be morning somewhere else and night here soon. Digress again. I'm going to pull myself back. Yes, it's been fun. Till next time. Adios.